Remember the time when the Golden State Warriors would dominate the league? Shooting threes from all over the floor, playing that brand of basketball that gave teams headaches game planning for. It was nothing like the NBA had ever seen. A lot of teams tried to play small ball in the past, but when the Golden State Warriors put out that small ball death lineup with KD, Klay, and Steph as their primary weapons, their only hope was for the Warriors to miss or hopefully have an off night in that game. The Golden State Warriors had really perfected small ball play and rose to be one of the most lethal and talented teams ever assembled. The team dominated the league starting with the 2015 title run, breaking shooting records here and there. They might have lost the title to the Cleveland Cavaliers back in 2016, but they won 73 games that season and got to sign KD in free agency. After that, the team won 2 of 3 titles. A new dynasty was formed. The beginning of the end was when Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant suffered season-ending injuries in the 2019 NBA Finals. Over that 5-year span, the Warriors had everything figured out and seemed not to be fazed by adversity. Now they are a mere shell of themselves, and it's time to admit that the Warriors are not the same team anymore. In this video, let's look closely if the Golden State Warriors are really in serious trouble. But before that, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and smash that notification bell to get updates on the latest NBA content. After facing the Brooklyn Nets and Milwaukee Bucks in 2 games, the Golden State Warriors couldn't seem to shoot the ball, losing by an average of 32.5 points, shooting 20 for 78, 25.6% from three-point land. They clearly struggled early on. Yes, they did get a pair of inspirational victories against the Bulls and Pistons, but they're not exactly on par with the heavyweights of the league. This was a far cry from when they were a top 3 shooting team from the three-point arc, never shooting less than 38%. They revolutionized the 3-ball during 5 consecutive stints to the NBA Finals. In that 5-year span, the Warriors had a lot of 3-point shooters who shot better than 38%. In 2015 to 2016, the Warriors even shot a league-best 41.6%. They had 6 players shoot 38% or better that year. In the 2016-17 season, they had fewer players, 3 players, who shot that percentage. Regardless, with the lineup of KD, Steph, and Klay, there was still no stopping the Warriors. They had the top 3, if not top 5 players percentage-wise in one team, counting former Defensive Player of the Year, Draymond Green, and Finals MVP Andre Iguodala. It was hard to score against them because they could switch every pick and roll and guard 1 through 5. After Durant left them to join the Brooklyn Nets and Klay Thompson suffered an ACL injury in the finals, where he sat out the 2020 season, they were still ready to prove the doubters wrong. The 2020 season was considered to be a redemption season for the Warriors. They got D'Angelo Russell in a sign-and-trade, and with Kerr, Draymond, and Steph, it was enough to hopefully make a playoff run that year. But Curry broke his hand 5 games into the season, and what was considered to be a redemption season became a take-it-easy season to rank higher in the draft. When they traded D'Lo to the Timberwolves for Andrew Wiggins, the Warriors were ready to redeem themselves. But Wiggins failed to live up to expectations as a number 1 overall pick for his insane contract. They wouldn't make the playoffs that season, but there was optimism the next year that with the offensive system of the Warriors and playing alongside the 3 All-Stars, he would finally play his style of basketball where he has no pressure. Plus, they had the 2nd overall pick, which they used to draft James Wiseman out of Memphis. The loss of Klay Thompson due to season-ending injuries may be a factor to their struggles right now, but you could see the team's defense is broken. Without getting easy threes from transition due to turnovers or a great defense, it's hard to shoot wide-open threes on the half-court. Now, teams can hone in on Steph and leave other players because they haven't proven to shoot the 3-ball consistently. When reporters asked Steve Kerr on their horrible start, he said, "All of the above. It's executed as a 5-man group. Cutting, screening, and good spacing leads to good shots. We're not close to that yet. There's a lot of work ahead." The Warriors, even with Draymond, have definitely lost a step on defense. Are you familiar with the phrase, good defense, but better offense? The NBA right now is an offensive league. Teams will run you out the building by shooting a ton of threes. In their first few games, while they have scored a decent number of points, only victories against potential lottery teams were achieved. Steph Curry hasn't played at the MVP level that the experts predicted. New additions Kelly Oubre Jr. and Andrew Wiggins haven't replaced Klay Thompson's production, and the bench hasn't helped as well. James Wiseman has been good for them, although he's a bit inconsistent, but other than that, they look lost. The Golden State Warriors are the fourth team to lose by 25 or more in their first two games. Coincidentally, the last team that did this were the Warriors in the 1989-1990 season. They were led by Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullin, and Mitch Richmond. The Run TMC era would lose by 57 points on two combined games. The Warriors may have lost by double digits on opening night, but they compounded that by a 39-point loss against the Milwaukee Bucks, considered to be the largest deficit on Christmas Day in over 60 years. The last team that had this kind of embarrassment was when the Syracuse Nationals, now Philadelphia 76ers, defeated the New York Knicks by 62, with a final score of 162-100. That's not embarrassment, you call that annihilation. Now, fans might say that the Warriors did grab a pair of wins against the Bulls and Pistons, but these teams are likely headed right back to the lottery. The owner, Joseph Lacob, went deep into the luxury tax by getting all these free agents to help them, spending $2 million on a wine cellar where people are not allowed to go inside the new arena, Chase Center. We also have to mention it has not been a great start for Wiggins, shooting 4 of 16 on opening night and shooting 6 of 18 against the Milwaukee Bucks. Kelly isn't far behind, shooting 4 of 24 from the field in 2 games. Even Steph is having his fair share of struggles shooting the ball. For the Warriors to be considered a playoff team in the West, the system has to be centered around Curry, like James Harden is to the Rockets. But that may be too much for him given that he's already 32 years of age and he's playing the point guard position. The Warriors won by a team-first style of basketball, so playing a heavy isolation offense is going to be hard for them. The Warriors defensively are not the same team on their title run. Even with Draymond Green and his defense, they're having a tough time stopping teams from scoring. The Warriors always needed his energy and feistiness to complement the smooth, silent, down-to-earth humility off-the-floor style of Steph. Iguodala is now with the Miami Heat, while Sean Livingston is back with them in a front office role, causing a huge void of reliable and proven veterans. Despite being vocal, berating officials, and barking at teammates in their faces, Green is the anchor of their defense. Without that voice, playing defense is like playing blindfolded. Curry was spot on saying, "He is the glue. He is our quarterback. He is the defensive coordinator. He's everything for our ball club." With all that said, it's still early to throw these Warriors on the fire this early in the season. On the other hand, the Lakers, Clippers, Phoenix Suns, Brooklyn Nets, Milwaukee Bucks, and the rest of the NBA will not wait for them. Gone are the days when it was them against the field. They better hurry up before it's too late. Do you think the Warriors are in serious trouble this season? Do they need to make moves in order to contend? Tell us what you think in the comments down below, and once again, make sure to leave a like on this video and hit that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.